These are very prestigious awards for our department. We only give them every 2 years. They're given to businesses and organizations and individuals that we feel go the extra mile to make our environment better. And this is great as we celebrate the 44th anniversary of Earth Day, and we can only imagine, maybe Fred will tell us, he told me he remembered the first Earth Day, what they were thinking when they created the very first Earth Day. I'd also like to recognize a very important milestone for King County Parks. We're celebrating the 75th anniversary of our King County Park System, the very first formation of a county parks department in the state of Washington. And we kicked off the celebration of the 75th anniversary of our park system just a couple of weeks ago as a result of the very generous gift of $75,000 from Laird Norton Wealth Management that helped us kick off a King County Parks Foundation. So we really appreciate that recognition from them. It will help us keep our parks open, not only for those of us here today, but for future generations. As we honor the Green Globe winners today, we ask you to imagine the world if more people and more businesses took steps to protect our environment, to help educate our youth, and to search for solutions that to some of our most vital, pressing problems that face us today. We're going to have a very brief video welcome from our county executive, Dow Constantine.
Welcome, and thanks for coming to the 2013 King County Green Globe Awards. I'm Dow Constantine, and I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you in person today. King County works hard to protect and enhance our natural environment, which is really the key to our tremendous quality of life. We know that we can't do this alone, and honoring the individuals, businesses, and organizations that have helped us with this important work is what today's celebration is really all about. Whether it's working to reduce pesticide use in gardens, parks, and landscaping, or making a personal commitment to recover a fading salmon run, or advocating for policies and practices to use alternative energy sources, today's Green Globe winners are leaders. King County values our partnership with these leaders. It is a partnership based on the shared belief that our natural resources are to be treasured and protected, and that we all can do our part to make this a better place to live, work, and play. On behalf of the people of King County, thank you for all that you have done.
I was thinking that 44 years ago, the Snake River in the Palouse ran free because there wasn't a dam there yet, and that was a great place to celebrate Earth Day because you could keep the kegs cold. Thank you, Christy. On behalf of King County, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2013 Green Globe Awards. We're proud to honor businesses, organizations, and individuals who are taking steps to protect our natural resources. Dow mentioned that the environment is one of the key livability factors around this region. It's also the key to our prosperity, which is the key to being able to afford to maintain the environment. The list of Green Globe winners this year includes leaders in conservation, education, and in preservation. This diverse group of individuals, businesses, and nonprofits share a common passion to make our region a better place to live, to work, and to play. From farmers who grow our food using environmentally friendly methods, to the organization that advocates on behalf of bicyclists. As a bicyclist, I appreciate that. Or people who educate our youth about the importance of protecting water quality for the benefit of fish, wildlife, and people. This year's 2013 Green Globe winners truly are the best of the best. I'd also like to recognize our County Council colleagues who have taken the time to join us today's celebration. We've actually already done that, but it is worth doing again. So, Council Member Kathy Lambert, Council Member Joe McDermott, and is Rod here yet? Did he sneak in? Rod Dombrowski is going to be here this morning, I think, as well. Today's award ceremony is based on the theme, Imagine the World If. And I ask each of you to think about this statement as we hear from those who we are honoring today. We are fortunate to live in King County, where our high quality, of life is due in no small measure to the dedication of individuals and organizations we will meet today. I like to imagine a world if we had more individuals and organizations as committed to our environment and to all of us, as our awardees have ably demonstrated. Imagine the world if organizations and individuals we honor today were not the exception, but the rule. Indeed, today's winners are leaders who have set an example that we all can follow. King County values our partnership with these leaders of business, community, academia, and the environment. It is a partnership based on a common belief that our Earth's resources can be treasured and protected. At King County, we strive every day to protect our environment. We are helping to lead the way in responding to climate change, preserving and restoring vital fish and wildlife habitat, enhancing the well-being of our residents, and creating resources from waste through recycling and other methods. We can only be successful if we have strong partners. We rely on the commitment and the innovation of leaders such as those we will be honoring today. I want to thank Director Christy True and all of our talented professionals at the Department of Natural Resources and Parks for their hard work. We're truly blessed to have them as partners. And with that in mind, I'll turn it back to Christy, and we can get started with the awards.
Thank you, Ken. All right, well, we have 12 awards. There's a little bit of logistics here. So as I begin reading, each of our award recipients today were asked to provide a statement, imagine if. So I will be reading their statement, and if you would come up and stand up here while we also talk about why you deserve this award, and then we'll have a picture taken with your award. So the first one is for Climate Solutions, and their imagine if statement is, imagine if people came together to build a clean energy economy to power our future at the scale necessary to solve the climate crisis. Oh, I'm supposed to read that part.
You're supposed to read that part.
See, you're up over here.
We're learning still.
We'll get it down. So our first award is for a leader in addressing climate change, and it goes to Climate Solutions. This award winner is from Larry Phillips' district, and I think perhaps he is not able to be here today, but Ashley Song from Councilmember Phillips' office is here. Please come up to represent the council member today. Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn. Climate Solutions' mission is to accelerate practical and profitable solutions to global warming by galvanizing leadership, growing investment, and bridging divides. For 15 years, Climate Solutions has pioneered the vision and built the political leadership in the Northwest for the proposition that clean energy and broadly shared economic prosperity can go hand in hand. I would just comment that the news this morning remarked that in the month of March, for the first time ever, all of the new energy sources were renewable.
Great.
An amazing celebration of Earth Day. From helping to launch the highly successful U.S. Mayor's Climate Agreement to pioneering cutting-edge program models like Business Leaders for Climate Solutions and the Northwest Biocarbon Initiative, to leading the successful campaigns to pass a series of climate, clean energy, green job, and energy efficiency bills in our regions, Climate Solutions has been at the forefront of climate advocacy. In addition to partnering with Boeing, Alaska Airlines, WSU, the UW, and the Port of Seattle to help make the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport the first in the nation to power aircraft with sustainable biofuels, Climate Solutions is also working with cities such as Issaquah to develop cutting-edge programs to cut greenhouse gas emissions and meet their ambitious reduction targets. I'd like to invite Director Greg Small and members from the organization to please come forward and accept this award. They're already here. Greg, congratulations. This part will all be edited out in the final film.
All right, next one. I'll read the Imagine If statement. Imagine if every King County resident had access to their community green infrastructure like regional trails, which can reduce our region's carbon footprint and contribute to thriving communities by providing a safe and accessible alternative to driving. Might want to guess who this is. The next award is for Leader in Community Stewardship, and it goes to the Cascade Bicycle Club. While their work extends throughout King County, their offices are located in Councilmember Rod Dombowski's office. If he's not here yet, we'll have to cut him out of the picture.
But no, we'll Photoshop him in.
We'll Photoshop him in, okay.
Well, let's get modern here. Recognizing the need for infrastructure that is safe, comfortable, and convenient for everyone to bike on, from an 8-year-old child to an 80-year-old grandmother, Cascade has long supported the development of more trails and bicycling infrastructure in King County. Over the years, Cascade has provided input and guidance on many important trail projects, such as the redevelopment of the King County's Burke-Gilman Trail through Lake Forest Park and getting the 42-mile East Side Rail Corridor into public ownership. From trail etiquette to bicycle commuting to helmet fittings and safe routes to school, Cascade and the Cascade Bicycle Club Education Foundation have also worked to educate King County residents. Their work is invaluable and nurtures an environment of safety, fitness, and respect, which in turn contribute to more adults and children choosing bicycles as their mode of transportation. Who's here from Cascade Bicycle Club? There they are. Please come up and accept your award. I bet that's online. Sorry about that. Good to see you.
Thank you. Imagine the world when people realize the power contained in their own hands, what we would accomplish by working together to restore the balance of green and gray infrastructure in our urban and suburban communities. The third award is also for a leader in community stewardship, and it goes to the Friends of the Cedar River Watershed. Ashley, you want to come and join us again? Yeah, from Councilmember Phillips' office. Would you like to?
What if every child had access to natural open space and could experience the wonders of natural systems? Imagine if that child understood the connection between planting a tree, creating a habitat, and improving their own environment, in turn becoming an advocate. What if everyone who lifts a glass of water knows where it comes from and how fortunate it is that that source is protected? Could you imagine the impact if all of our neighbors understood the economic and social impact of their daily actions on the environment that we share? The Friends of the Cedar River Watershed believe that these are keys to ensuring a Cedar River, Lake Washington watershed that has room for all: the people, the fish, the birds, the wildlife, and the native plants. In 2012, more than 10,300 native plants were planted, more than 8,000 people were educated on salmon, and 1,681 volunteers either restored habitat or educated the public thanks to the effort of the Friends of the Cedar River Watershed. Carrie Pravitz, Executive Director of the Friends of the Cedar River Watershed, please come up and receive your award. But you're already here.
right. So the next one is imagine if every child was taught about organic food and learned firsthand by visiting a local farm to see where their food comes from, where salmon spawn, and understand why we need to protect both. The fourth award is for Leader in Conservation and Agricultural Education, and it goes to Sarah Cassidy and Luke Woodward with Oxbow Farm, located in Councilmember Lambert's district. Come on up.
Farmers Luke Woodward and Sarah Cassidy started out Oxbow. Always a joker in the crowd. Started Oxbow in 1999, working on less than an acre. In 2 years, they were selling at Ballard Farmers Market and had started the community-supported agriculture program. Today, Oxbow has grown to 25 acres and offers a diversity of organic field crops while striving to improve the way that we farm to be in better balance with nature. They're longtime supporters of the Stewardship Partners in restoring the riverbanks and wetlands in the Snoqualmie Valley. They've also partnered with Washington State University's Extension Office to better understand their soils needs and nutrient cycling, with a goal of reducing the amount of nitrogen leaching into the river. As a local farm working to feed the community, they are strong advocates of the economic, social, and environmental benefits of local agriculture. The farm supports a 400-member CSA, sells at 2 farmers markets, and supplies more than 30 restaurants and 3 independent grocery stores with local organic produce. Their education center started out as a partnership with Wild Fish Conservancy in 2004. In 2009, they established as a nonprofit to expand the education programs. In 2012, they had over 3,000 children visit Oxbow to get their hands dirty. I have 8 grandkids, and they don't need to go to a farm to get their hands dirty. Oxbow farm owners Sarah Cassidy and Luke Woodward and your team, please come forward and receive your award.
All right, imagine if green stormwater infrastructure was implemented by our citizens, communities, governments, and businesses as a cost-effective and beautiful way to make the impacts of our built environments invisible to the Puget Sound watershed. The 5th award category of Leader in Green Stormwater Infrastructure goes to Carrie Simpson with Urban Systems Design. Again, located in Councilmember Phillips' office. So Ashley, if you'd like to join us, please come forward.
Urban Systems, founded in 2009 and led by Carrie Simpson, provides a visionary product design and communication services to create, lead, and facilitate public engagement opportunities, specifically related to urban green stormwater infrastructure. Ms. Simpson has brought dynamic and innovative Speaking of grandkids, Ms. Simpson has brought dynamic and innovative leadership to 3 grant-funded community-initiated roadside rain garden projects in the Georgetown and South Park neighborhoods, which keep thousands of gallons of polluted runoff from reaching the Duwamish River each year. Homeowners work directly with the project team to design, site, and build natural drainage facilities that decrease polluted runoff and the heat island effect of overly paved neighborhoods while increasing street beautification, bird habitat, and pedestrian safety. Her projects highlight effective collaboration between citizens, communities, governments, and local businesses, and their inspiring partnerships that improve our built environment. Carrie Simpson, please join us.
Thank you. I should let Fred read this one, but I won't. Imagine a world where grandparents could take their grandchildren to Lake Sammamish to fish for plentiful kokanee salmon, catch a few, and take them home to cook on the barbecue. Our 6th award for Leader in Habitat Restoration goes to Wally Perea. To present the award, I'd like to also invite Councilmember Lambert up to join us once again. And Wally.
In 1973, when Wally Perea returned to King County from a 2-year teaching adventure in Chile, he and his family settled on a small farm on the east side of Lake Sammamish along Ebright Creek. It was love at first sight for Wally, as Ebright Creek reminded him of his childhood experiences exploring small streams and rivers on the East Coast. Those childhood memories, along with a lifetime of exploration and career in fisheries science, fisheries management, and commercial fishing, have brought Wally's passion and commitment to the environment of Ebright Creek to the greater Sammamish watershed, and in particular to its unique little red fish, the Sammamish kokanee. Wally has been a tireless advocate for the habitat preservation and restoration in the watershed, investing his own time and resources to improve access to high-quality spawning and rearing habitat for the Sammamish kokanee. Most recently, Wally led an effort to replace an undersized culvert on his land along Elbert Creek that for decades had been a barrier to fish passage. The new box culvert allows fish to pass freely upstream onto high-quality spawning and rearing habitat. Extensive plantings along the creek are also benefiting fish and wildlife. Wally, congratulations.
All right. Imagine if all environmental scientists taught us how to sustain and improve our communities. The 7th Green Globe Award is for Leader in Loop Biosolids Recycling, and it goes to Dr. Craig Cogger, Washington State University.
Dr. Cogger has been researching and teaching about the use of biosolids and other organic residuals for over 30 years. His body of work has been highly influential in the development of successful biosolids land application programs throughout the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Here in Washington, Loop Biosolids managers, customers, and regulators have long relied on his expertise to establish the best use guidelines for a variety of crops and soil types. As a part of a national team, Dr. Cogger worked to develop nationwide guidelines for biosolids nutrient management, both to prevent runoff and to meet the nutrient requirements of the crop. His work with biosolids extends to the urban area as well. King County and Pierce County master gardeners know him as the regional soils expert and value his lessons in basic solids and organic amendments. Go Cougs.
right. Imagine if children could safely eat sun-ripened blackberries directly off the vine, no matter where they were. And imagine if every community had crystal clear streams brimming with salmon and other fish, while tree frogs lived in our yards and crabs patrolled rocky marine shores. Imagine if children could play barefoot in our parks. Our 8th winner for the leader in pesticide reduction goes to the city of Shoreline. We have 2, Chris Egan, and I think this is it Keith McGlashan?
Yeah, good.
And Mayor Keith McGlashan is here. There you go. I don't want to mess this up.
I got to say that some trepidation about this. I still have the scars from when my parents used to send me into the blackberry bushes to collect blackberries for the jams that my mother used to make. The City of Shoreline has implemented policies and offered public education to achieve goals of responsible stewardship of parkland, private property, and open space within the cities. Shoreline has been a leader in the pesticide use reduction efforts for more than a decade in King County. In 2002, they committed to managing park property in a pesticide-free manner. Last year, the city specifically prohibited the use of pesticides in vegetation management control while working within city limits. The city has also encouraged homeowners to reduce pesticide use by providing pesticide-free zone signs and providing educational materials on natural yard care. And it has partnered with members of the Shoreline's Richmond Beach neighborhood to provide training and tools for them to maintain their road right-of-way without pesticides. This practice protects the open drains that empty into Puget Sound. Many benefit from the City of Shoreline's effort, especially children, but residents of all ages as well. Fish, wildlife, and the greater Puget Sound ecosystem in general are healthier because of the policies and practices of the City of Shoreline.
All right, just a heads up, this is another one in Councilmember Lambert's district. Imagine if manufacturers used more recycled materials in their products. The 9th award goes to Lakeside Industries for leader in recycling market development. Please come forward.
Roughly 29,000 tons of spent asphalt shingles from old roofs are generated annually in King County. Most of this material is disposed of in landfills, and it is a significant loss of a valuable resource. Lakeside Industries, one of the largest asphalt paving contractors in the Pacific Northwest, has recognized and seized upon the opportunity to recover and recycle this material. The company has been a strong advocate at the state and local levels for the use of pavements containing recycled asphalt shingles on public roads. Lakeside Industries has worked with other industry representatives in the Washington State Department of Transportation on a new pavement specification for evaluating pavement containing recycled asphalt shingles on state roads. Staff from Lakeside Industries has served on an advisory committee for a 2009 King County project that was the first demonstration of using recycled asphalt shingles on public roadway in Washington State. The company has invested in the equipment, the training, and the testing to incorporate recycled materials into its asphalt products while ensuring consistency and a high-quality product. Congratulations, David.
Imagine what it would look like if we achieved true sustainability to thrive economically and socially without overusing our resources or causing long-term irreparable damage to our environment. From low-impact buildings to the localized food movement to the cultivation of a better understanding of our collective impacts, the pieces are starting to come together. It won't be long until we can lift the weight of that constantly nagging question from our shoulders. Will the way we currently live last forever? Our 10th award for Leader in Sustainable Building goes to the Executive Director of Built Green of the Master Builders Association, Erin Eidelstein.
Leading one of the most successful green building certification programs in the nation with more than 500 member companies and 20,000 projects certified, Built Green's rating system currently certifies almost 1/3 of the new residential construction in King County. Built Green educates builders on environmentally friendly construction practices and also helps advise government and regulatory agencies on green building policies and trends. Erin has a decade of experience in green building, both academically and in implementation. He holds an MS in environmental policy from the University of Montana, where he specialized in environmental advocacy strategies focusing on green building programs. He started his sustainable development career in green building at the Environmental Home Center, a 2007 Green Globe winner, and the first green building material company in the country. As a founding member of the Issaquah Zero Waste Energy Village team, Erin dedicated countless hours to the Z-Home project and recently developed a net zero energy rating system for the Built Green program, another first in the nation. Erin is an integral member of the King County Green Tools Sustainable Cities Task Force and is extremely committed community partner to King County's green building initiatives. Erin, congratulations.
Imagine if, through sustainable landscaping practices, all gardens were filled with horticulturally fun and diverse plants that created nurturing and educational environments for all those who visit them. The next award in the category of sustainable landscaping practices is awarded to Liesel, did I say that right? Liesel Zappler, grounds manager for Swedish Medical Center and located in Councilmember McDermott's district. So please come forward.
Liesel's helped numerous institutions transition into a greener landscape and gardening practices. At the University of Washington, Liesel helped to introduce alternative methods of improving plant health and controlling pests without the use of pesticides. While working at the Seattle School District, she helped to develop children's garden programs and assisted in the adoption of a district-wide integrated pest management policy. Currently, as landscape coordinator for Swedish Medical Center, Liesel spearheads the focus of environmentally sustainable grounds throughout the Swedish campus system. As a result of Liesel's work, First Hill, Cherry Hill, Issaquah, and Ballard campuses have all earned EnviroStar certification. Dedicated to outreach efforts, Liesel provides green gardening trainings, presentations, consultation across the industry. Liesel is a virtual font of inspiration and innovation. She develops realistic, tried and true, proactive and fun approaches to landscaping sustainability wherever she may set her roots.
Now it's time for the 12th and the final award, and I'm very excited to be up here helping to present this award because it's to a woman who I admire greatly. The Environmental Catalyst Award, and this award is being presented to someone who's made a significant contribution to the environment of King County and even well beyond our borders. Imagine a world where our decisions about growth, environment, health, and recreation worked hand in hand so all residents can play in parks, enjoy nature, and eat local food. With that, I'd like to acknowledge our Environmental Catalyst Award winner, Louise Miller.
As a state legislator, a King County Council member, and a member of numerous advisory committees, Louise Miller has demonstrated how actions to manage growth, protect open space, and establish parks can create a better quality of life. As a Woodinville resident, she saw urban sprawl that could forever change the Sammamish Valley. Louise was an early voice for farmland protection, accomplished by purchasing development rights and by establishing agricultural production districts in the county's comprehensive plan. Today, the green Sammamish Valley supports local farmers, salmon runs, and abundant recreational opportunities. Her first foray into active park development was the transformation of a Cottage Lake Park in the 1990s, where she spearheaded improvements including fishing, access for the disabled visitor, a boat launch, a playground, pool, trails, and restored salmon habitat. Louise is a steadfast voice for protection of wildlife habitat and open space. Louise helped to lead the county's Waterways 2000 program, which protected key habitat areas along county streams. Retirement from the council didn't mean retirement from her advocacy. Louise chaired the King County School Siting Task Force in 2012, which recommended siting new schools within urban areas to preserve the rural environment. Most recently, she co-chaired the King County Parks Levy Task Force, recommending a package of investments to keep parks open, safe, and accessible. Our decisions about growth, parks, and trails, and open space can't be made in isolation, she said. By linking them together, we ensure that our communities will enjoy quality of life now and in the future. Please join me in congratulating Louise, but I would also say that we can drop the environmental and just say catalyst.
Louise is going to say a few words.
I know, there's supposed to be a very few. If any of you saw this weekend, you read about the bull elk in the Skagit Valley. And this picture is a picture of a farmland. And those are all Canadian geese, although they come from Russia, I guess, is what the scientist said. If you haven't read this, read this. It's a wonderful story about what the community there has done to preserve their farmlands and have space for wildlife and be able to continue to farm on family farms. Forests, farmland, fields, and fish. What does that mean to us? Well, the forests clean the air and they clean the water and they give us a place to camp and to hike and to utilize the water so that it doesn't flood our valley as often. Without those forests, we'd have many more floods. Farmland. If you look at the pictures, you'll see on my chart that the Sammamish Valley is there. To me, this is an amazing thing in a county of 2 million people that we've preserved permanently 12,800 acres of the best farmland. When we started this work, We had the Pike Place Market and the University District Market. We have dozens of farmers markets now. And the farmers can sell directly to the community. It helps the farmers, it helps the community. We have local food, it's healthy. And as you can tell from some of the other award winners here, we have younger people starting to farm again. They're learning, but they're also teaching their children and my grandchildren, and maybe eventually my great-grandchildren. I have 2 little girls now, great-grandchildren, about how important it is to have local food and to be able to look the farmer right in the eye when you buy their lettuce head. Fields. We have to have places to play. Fields create green areas in our communities, and they provide a place for adults and children to play games, to just throw a frisbee, or to just sit and relax and perhaps get to the trail, to take a hike, or to ride a bicycle. It's all part of the connectivity. Fish. You'll see fish on some of these posters. Bear Creek was in my district, in Kathy's district, and it's amazing that we can still go and see the fish as they come back to spawn. But if you talk to the tribal people, they'll tell you they need fish to eat too. It's part of their culture. That's what we want. We don't just want something where we just look at it and say, isn't it great, they're red, they're going up to spawn. We want to be able to use the resources too. And that's part of what the partnerships are. The connections for conservation, the stewardship, is to be able to have the resources we need, but also to have the quality of life we want. And helping to save all these things and to keep working farms and working forests and have clean water and a place to go and just sit and contemplate is what life should be all about. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming today. That concludes our program. I want to congratulate all of you for your awards that you received this morning, and thank you, Deputy Fred Jarrett, for joining us this morning. You do a great job every day for our planet, and go ahead and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Earth Day. Thank you.